Hello, this is a 1995 Specialized Rockhopper I picked up in quite poor condition really, but certainly restorable. I just needed quite a few parts. A lot of it was rusted. Obviously the chain, cassette and all that stuff needed replacing. The factory seat was actually in quite nice condition, just this one little tear on the back side of it. So that's quite a cool little piece. So it was sitting around for a couple of months. I took the cranks off it for another build, and then I had a message from somebody visiting Auckland, which is the city I live in, and he wanted a bike built up into sort of a gravel bike so he could take it off-road and do some road riding and stuff. So I thought this would be a really great size for him, and I can turn it into the gravel drop bar that he wanted. So when I was pulling off the cranks, I had my first little issue. I've had this crank door for quite a while, and it's sort of been wearing out over time, and then it finally snapped on this bike. So there's basically just a little rotatable nub on the end of it, and that's what decided to snap.
Yeah, long story short, I won. The bike lost.
It's just a M6 that I shoved in the end as the new end stop for the tool, and then
After a few tries, I got it off. The threads are fine still, so that's good. I actually thought there was a washer on there.
So I'm just glad that I didn't actually strip the threads and then crank arm, because I really wanted to use those cranks on a different build. So they came off fine, and then I got the other side off okay as well. I just had to order a new tool.
Is that? Yeah, it's coming off. Yes.
So after a polish, the frame actually cleaned up quite nicely. That and taking out the rusted old bottle cage bolts and getting rid of all the old rusted parts, it makes it look a whole lot cleaner. So the original headset was in really bad shape. This is one of the headset cups, and it had quite severe pitting in it really. Starting off with a different headset, so this is not a new item, but it is in very nice condition. It's off a bike I had sitting around. That was actually a free bike. Quite a lot of the mountain bike stems. Actually, this one has cutouts, but as you can see, it doesn't easily get past that. So you can spread the stem a little bit, but you don't want it to bend. You just want to put a little bit of force on it to flex it open a bit. Easy. So about this point, I realized that I put the bottom bracket that had the cracked tool in, so no bolts could go in it. But I had another one sitting around. I don't know why I didn't throw it out, but that happens sometimes. So cantilever brakes and road levers use the same pull ratio, so they have the same mechanical advantage. So they're basically interchangeable. So to keep it simple, I kept it 3x7, and then I'm not using road shifters, basically because I couldn't find any. It's quite hard to find 3x7 road shifters, or road brifters if you want to call them that. So the shifters I'm using are what's called butterfly shifters. So the left hand one is friction and the right hand one is indexed. They also come in another style, which the right hand one can be friction as well. I've got three sets of those actually, but they're all on other bikes at the moment. So it worked out quite well to use these ones. They're quite a nice shifter to use really, especially the friction one. The great thing about these shifters, they're compatible with mountain bike derailleurs. So to set it up with the triple in the front, I don't have to find a triple road derailleur to be compatible with the road brifter. I don't normally use a square to set this angle. I normally just eyeball it. But yeah, it's best to have the straddle cable at about 90 degrees. It gives the best mechanical advantage. If it's too high or too low, it can create juddering as well. Something to note. This here is how I put in a little bit of toe in. I don't know how other people do it if they use the Allen key, but that's how I do it. So if there was more time, or if I could find some pink pedals for cheap, I probably would have done that, because it would have been nice to have the pedal color and some other accessory colors tie into the decals. So in these videos, it sort of looks like the decals are red, but in person they're quite a bright hot pink. So instead, I used some pink cables, just sort of tie it in a little bit. I had some pink cables left over from that hard rock stump jumper build, so I thought I'd use some of those. And then pink bar tape would have been nice as well, but the only stuff I could find was quite expensive, so we couldn't really justify spending like a quarter of the bike cost in bar tape. So the bike's been going well. I adjusted one of the cables on this ride that we're on because it was shifting a little bit sloppy, I think from cable stretch. But other than that, the bike seems to be going great. He's happy with it. It's doing everything that he needs of it. And I think it looks really good as well. He got a nice cable lock that's the same color as the decals. I don't know how he managed that, but it's some pretty cool luck as well. I had lots of fun building this bike up, and it's really cool to go out for a ride with the new owner of the bike. So thanks to Andrés for this, and it's really fun to go for a ride with you as well. We headed out to one of my most favourite gravel rides. It's quite a flat, nice route, but we were running out of time just as we got there, so we only were there for about 15 minutes. But it was heaps of fun. We saw a black swan there that was nesting actually. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.